Hi, my name is Siddharth Varde and this is Unity Advanced Mat2 Answer8. So the first question is, what is world space, local space and screen space, right? So world space is nothing but like the space according to the with respect to the origin of the world, or origin of the Cartesian system of the world. So like every scene will have a Cartesian system, that is a vector 3 system, right? So like x, y and z positions will be there. So the origin of that world, if like my the calculating the space that is with respect to the origin of the world, that is called as world space. For example, let's say my object is at 555 with respect to the world, right? And so like this space is like a world space. So any space that is with respect to the origin of the world, that is called as world space. Then another is local space. So local space is like the space with respect to the parent object, right? So let's say there are two objects, A and B, and A is a parent object, it has a position 555, so that position is in world space. But B has there is a B object that is child of A and it has position 111, so that is the space related to the parent object. So that is why it is called as a local space, because it is that position is with calculated with respect to the parent object. So if we convert it in the world space, then it will be 555 plus 111, right? So it will be 666. Then it will be in world space, right? Then another thing is like screen space. So screen space is nothing but a 2D space that represents the like the position of an UI element on the screen. So it will be different for each and every resolution. So let's say like if my monitor has a 1280 and 1280 by 720p monitor, then it will be calculated from the left corner to the right corner in x and y direction, right? So my 0 would be at the bottom bottom left. Then my 12 like the maximum of my x position, and the 0 will be at my right bottom corner. Then on my left right upper corner will be like the maximum of x position and maximum of y position, like that. So that is a screen space. So world space is like the space related to the origin of the world. Local space is like the space with respect to the parent object, and screen space is a space that is that represents the position of the UI elements in like in the world, right? So like the UI position of the UI element on the screen, not in the world, sorry. The second question is, name at least 3 expensive methods of Unity that every developer should avoid with reason. Okay, yes. Then one of the methods that will be send message, right? So send message is the method that we should avoid, because it takes a parameter as a string first of all. So we need to define, and that we need to send message this and then name of the method, right? But since it is as a string, it will go in each and every object of the scene, and it will find on every script, it will find the method with that name, and if it matches, then it will call that method, otherwise it will not. But like if there are no methods with that name, then it will throw an error. So like since it is using string, and it will tell you if to like it will throw an error on the runtime, and since it is so expensive, because it is going to the every object and every script on every object and calling that method, so like we need to avoid it. Then find component in children, like or get component in children. So it will go inside in every child and try to find an component. So that's another method that we should avoid, because since it is so expensive. Another one would be find object of type. So what it will do is, like, it will go to the every scene, every object of the scene, and it will try to find an component, yes, component of that type on that object, and if it is present, then it will return that object, otherwise it will not. So like, these methods are very expensive, so we should avoid them. Thank you.